What's up, JW here? Today we have the weekly setup review of WWE Monday Night Raw. This show was actually pretty dang good. They started off the show with Logan Paul came out. Kind of shocking that Logan Paul started off the show. Crowd booing him like crazy, like always. Him pretty much just bashing Ricochet and everything. And then him just saying how he's a WWE superstar, even though he's not. He's still a YouTuber to me. He's not a WWE superstar. And he accepted Ricochet's challenge at SummerSlam. He said it's going to be like the most viral match in history. And then Ricochet came out trying to attack him. They got like to a brawl. And Ricochet was pretty dominant. Well, Ricochet came out and actually, before they got into a brawl, Logan Paul started ripping on, so like the announcer for WWE, forgot her name, is Ricochet's girlfriend, and he tried ripping on it, and that's when Ricochet attacked him. He finally Ricochet, instead of doing like crazy flip moves, he just tagged him on the ground, started throwing punches and everything. And they kept on going back and forth, brawling, and finally Ricochet got him on the ground, did a jump, trying to kind of do like a phenomenal forearm kind of thing, but Logan Paul punched him midair. It was actually pretty cool how he just knocked him out, not knocked him out, but like got a pretty good punch on him. There was one kick that Ricochet tried doing to him, and Logan Paul leaned back too much, and he like completely missed him. I was like, ooh, that could have been bad, because like Ricochet almost like fell and not landed weird. So, but it was actually a pretty good starting segment, I would say, between the two of them. I enjoyed it. That their match, as much as I don't like Logan Paul, they're definitely gonna have a hell of a match at SummerSlam, because they both can do some crazy stuff. I'm looking forward to that match at SummerSlam. After that, Ludwig Kaiser had a match against Matt Riddle. I'm using my old Austin Theory figure because he kind of looks like him with the hand up and everything. But Gunther was on ringside watching the match. Ludwig Kaiser, Matt Riddle had a pretty good match going back and forth. I honestly thought it was just ended up being a disqualification and like them beating up Matt Riddle, and like Drew McIntyre was gonna come out and then get into a brawl and everything because Gunther didn't have a match or anything. That's what I honestly thought was gonna happen, but ended up being Ludwig Kaiser ended up just beating Matt Riddle. They had a decent match. It wasn't my favorite match of the night, but it was pretty good. After that was the girl in Alpha Academy. I always forget her name. She had a match. Otis was on ringside with Chad Gable, and it was against Valhalla with the Viking Raiders. But that match was pretty boring. She ended up winning, getting her first win, but that match was absolutely boring. That's definitely a match that you can just walk out of the room for. After that, Shinsuke Nakamura had a match against Tommaso Ciampa. I know that's a Carl Anderson figure. Don't have a Tommaso Ciampa figure. I need to get one. I'm just using it for that. They actually had a pretty good match going back and forth. Shinsuke ended up winning, but surprisingly, no interference from Bronson Reed, because they're kind of going with those three, with kind of like a feud going on right now. But honestly, they actually put on a pretty good match between Tommaso Ciampa and Shinsuke. I'm glad Shinsuke won. I still think they could use Shinsuke way better. They don't use him well at all in WWE, which is so sad. But it's not the end of the world. After that, Judgment Day came out. Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, they pretty much just talking smack and everything. How they injured Liv Morgan, injured Kevin Owens, even though Kevin Owens was injured before even last Monday Night Raw, I found out. And I think Liv Morgan's actually injured as well. And then they said, oh, there's no way. Sami Zayn, and they announced that Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins would have a tag match at the main event against Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio. They're like, there's no way they can fight. They're already too hurt from last week. And then I'm using a Thunder Rose figure because I do not have a Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel came out attacking Rhea Ripley and beat the holy hell out of Rhea Ripley. Nobody's ever done that I've seen. Just beat her up, slammed her in the post, and finally, I think it was, Dominic distracted her, and then Rhea Ripley got like a punch in, and they all left. But honestly, Raquel came out dominant. She took out the back of her knee because Raquel's knee's hurt, but that was a decent segment. It was definitely interesting seeing Rhea Ripley get beat up. There's been no women on the division just to absolutely dominate her. It was kind of crazy. I guess it's not kind of crazy because it's not really that exciting, but it was just a kind of like a shocker kind of moment. After that, Becky Lynch came out, pretty much talked back about Trish Stratus, how she now has finally beat Zoe Stark and now she deserves her match. And Trish Stratus came out and says, like, no, we're not going to have a match I'll decide when we're gonna have our match, but you did earn it. Then Adam Pearce came out. I was like, nope, you're gonna have your match right now. As soon as the match started, Zoe started attacked Becky Lynch and disqualified her. It turned it out into like a handicap brawl. So it was 2-on-1. They were just brawling outside the ring. Becky Lynch ended up smashing Trish Stratus' face into the announcer's desk, and the announcers were trying to say, oh, she broke her nose again. No, she didn't. Zoe Stark ended up beating up Becky Lynch, and then backstage, Adam Pearce said, you two are going to, Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch are going to have a rematch in 2 weeks on Monday Night Raw. I honestly thought they were going to have their rematch at SummerSlam, but I guess not. They're not going to do that, which is fine by me. Don't care about that match at all. Boring segment. After that was Gunther versus Chad Gable. Backstage, Chad Gable, the Alpha Academy, came up to the Imperium. They're like, I bet I can face you. And he's like, Gunther said, I bet you can't even last 5 minutes in the ring with me. So there was a 5-minute time limit. And at the end, it was like going back and forth, and looked like Gunther was going to win, but Chad Gable ended up doing good closer, like the last 50 seconds, threw Gunther out of the ring, and Gunther couldn't get back in the ring in time to even get a move on the pin. Chad Gable, and the timer went up, and Chad Gable won, but Gunther ended up complaining and everything, and they ended up changing it to the match was still going to continue, and Gunther ended up winning with a crazy huge piece, typical power bomb to Chad Gable, hit the 1-2-3 and picked up the victory. It wasn't even for the Intercontinental title; it was more like a bragging right thing. But Chad Gable was able to go 5 minutes with Gunther, so it kind of was like, oh wow, Gunther couldn't. He's not invincible. After that was Brock Lesnar came out, pretty much saying that he accepts Cody Rhodes' challenge. He'll fight him at SummerSlam. I don't think they accepted it before. He kind of just talking about how they're going to fight at SummerSlam and everything. He's like, if Cody's such a man, he'll come out in 5 seconds. 1, 5, 4, 3. Then Cody's music hits. Cody comes out not in a suit. Usually he always comes out in a suit. He came out in his trunks and a cut, no sleeves or side of a shirt, so it's just dangling there on him, coming facing to the ring. And he's like, if you're a true man, you'll shake. Brock Lesnar said, you'll shake my hand. And we'll have a match at SummerSlam. Cody shook his hand. Brock walked out of the ring. Cody hit the ropes and jumped over, took out Brock Lesnar, turned into a brawl. Brock Lesnar ended up grabbing the steel steps and hitting Cody right in the head and just beating up Cody, brought him into the ring, F5'd him. Absolutely dominating Cody Rhodes. But I definitely think now, after seeing Brock Lesnar beat him up on this Monday Night Raw before SummerSlam, Cody's going to win now. That's how it usually goes, and Cody needs to win this so he can move on keep on moving on his story. After that was the main event, Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn versus Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio. Pretty good tag match going back and forth and everything. Damian Priest, closer to the end, hit the razor's edge to Seth Rollins. Everybody was laid out, and then he saw the Money in the Bank on the announcer's desk, yelling at Finn Balor, grab it. He goes and grabs it, and then Finn Balor hesitates for 3 seconds and then gave it to Damian Priest, and then it was 3 seconds too late. Damian handed the briefcase to the ref. The ref couldn't even count it yet, say he's cashing in yet. Seth Rollins super kicked the briefcase into Damian Priest's face, and then Sami Zayn ran across the ring because Finn Balor tried to get into the ring. Haluva kicked to Finn Balor. Dominic got hit in the head with the briefcase, and then a curve stomp to Damian Priest, and they hit the 1-2-3, and Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins won. This is just still setting up how Finn Balor does not want Damian Priest to cash in. I really, really hope Finn Balor wins at SummerSlam and Damian Priest does not cash in, because he cashes in. It's Finn Balor deserves a world title reign. He got screwed over 7 years ago at SummerSlam for the Universal title. He won and then had to give it up because he got injured. Please, WWE, don't have Damian Priest cash in on Finn Balor. Let him at least have the title for a week. My gosh. But I really hope he wins. Overall, I thought the show was actually pretty good. The Gunther-Chad Gable match, outstanding. I really, really enjoyed that match. 2 of the best wrestlers, I would say, on the roster for technical wrestlers. Tag match was good. Shinsuke's match and Tommaso Ciampa wasn't bad. Neither was Matt Riddle, Luke Kaiser, and then Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar segment was really good. I'm going to give this show a solid, I'm actually going to probably give it a 4 out of 5 because it was a really good show. Kept me excited and everything. Good show right before the pay-per-view. SummerSlam, the Monday Night Raw before SummerSlam. Overall, I enjoyed it. This is JW. Make sure to like, subscribe, stay tuned for more wrestling figure content and my predictions of SummerSlam. And I'll see you guys in the next one.